Hi and welcome to this short video for PSY 355 where we're looking at assessment item number 2, the poster you need to prepare in PowerPoint. So here's the task we're looking at today, task number 2. It's worth 25% due in week 11. If this is you, hopefully in about 5 minutes you'll have reconciled your differences with your computer and feel ready to use PowerPoint to prepare your poster presentation. Petra and I have decided today we'll focus mostly on the technical aspect of PowerPoint, and next week in a collaborate session we'll look more at the content, how you can do your research and how you can divide your content for this task. So really let's look today at how you can create a PowerPoint presentation, and we'll go into more detail content wise next week. So here's the task in full detail. As you know, you need to choose a behavior to target for change, and you're presenting the outline of a health promotions campaign. There's a few other things to consider which we'll look more at next week. We're going to focus on the presentation aspect, which is this PowerPoint presentation of about 15 slides. The first one being your title, and then looking through why this is an issue, giving some statistics, why this is a problem, potential models for change, how they could be implemented, how you could evaluate them. Of course, like every assessment task, finishing with your references. There's also some expectations here around text and font, so we're looking for Arial 20 or bigger, nothing smaller than that, it won't be clear. Of course you need to do research, and of course you need to refer to your research in text as well. So let's have a look at creating a new PowerPoint presentation. We're looking for this orange icon here. So let's just find it right now on our computer and open up a new presentation. So we'll go into PowerPoint. We need 15 slides, as you know, so we can right click new slide, do that a few times, you get the picture. We're wanting 15. Another thing we might want to do is go to design and change the theme. You see this is very boring, just plain white. So we can go through and choose a theme which we like, which has very clear contrast and which will be easy to read. Let's use this one today. So this is going to be my title slide. So I want both the title and I want my name and student number. So which behavior have I chosen? Maybe one that I have problems with myself, which is snacking at work. Okay, and I'll put my name here and also my student number. Okay, now actually this might be better above. So there's things I can do. Maybe I'd like to move this box up. I could move that here. So you can do some typical things you do with Word as well. You can also go back to home. You can make this bold. You can change the size here. Don't forget minimum 20. You might want to change the font. I think it was Arial that we needed. Okay, so this is what I'm going to deal with. Maybe I want to put this in the center as well. So there's a lot we can do to make sure the slides look good. Okay, so if we go to our first main slide, we know we need to look at this issue. Why is it an issue? Okay, so very original title here, the issue, and maybe 30% of people snack currently in Australia, perhaps. Okay, my research here came from Brown, and it's very up to date, as you can see, and correctly referenced in APA. So what I want on my slides are some key points, and really they should be just that, points. What you can add down here in your notes section is the equivalent of what you would have in an essay, which is full sentences and everything that you're going to say. So think about all of the things I've said in this slide. I've said a lot, but I've actually only got a title here and one point. So the whole idea with PowerPoint is it's to remind you of what you're going to say, but you don't write or type full sentences there and read them out. So just to reiterate, in this section down here, the notes section, we can type out the full sentences and the full problem. So you're going to go through and design your slides. Of course, you can only do this once you have already completed your research, your You know what the issues are, you know some potential models for changing them, you know how you're going to be able to evaluate them. So that's basically how we create a PowerPoint presentation. Of course, later we want to save it. As you know, you need to save it as a PowerPoint presentation. We're saving it with your first name, according to the instructions here. First name, student number, and then your course code. 355A2. Okay, and I can then save it, and then later I'll upload that to LearnLine. Okay, so that's basically how we create a PowerPoint presentation. So the main things we looked at were at home, looking at the font and the font size. It's important to make sure this looks nice, so generally points on the left hand side are maybe a large heading. Of course, you can also add some images, so we can go to insert. If we go to clip art, you won't have any issues with copyright. So you know my topic or behavior is snacking at work, and that could be one of my main problems. I can resize this here. I can do that manually like this, or there are other ways to do this as well. So there's a lot you can move and move around. So you'll need to play around with that and get used to PowerPoint. But that's basically how we create our PowerPoint presentation. So now that we've created our PowerPoint presentation, just some reminders that PowerPoint is there to prompt you. As you know, you're creating a presentation. If you want to write down all of your notes, you can do it at the bottom in that notes section. Your slides, as you see here, are just dot points, which can prompt you of what to say, with key points, key statistics, perhaps some images. PowerPoint should engage your audience, and you should not be reading it. It's not a reading word for word. Otherwise, you will seem like this character here. So, also in PowerPoint, choose a theme, check your font size, don't forget to reference in text, and check your spelling and presentation. A PowerPoint presentation, like an essay, can only be made or developed once you've done all your research. You know what behavior you want to focus on, you've thought about some of the issues, you've done research on previous models to change this behavior. So your PowerPoint presentation will be the last step in bringing that material to life. If you want to know more about PowerPoint, there are some great tips here. This is a really interesting talk looking at how we see, how we view things, how we can memorize and focus on information. So a lot of these tips can help make your presentation better. But just to summarize, a lot of the things he said were about keeping your slides simple with only a few points and not too much information. Don't forget, next week is our online Collaborate session. It's going to be next week on Wednesday, 4 p.m. Darwin time, 4:30 Sydney time. So why don't you come to the session with your topic already? In other words, think about the behavior that you'd like to focus on for this task. So hopefully you'll come to that session knowing how to create a PowerPoint presentation and with your topic already, and then we can really look at starting your research, a little bit about referencing, and how to divide your topic. That's all for today. Any further questions for now, feel free to contact us at our email or call, and I look forward to seeing you next week. See ya.